The Inland Taipan, the snake that makes every other venomous reptile look like it's playing with training wheels. One bite from this Australian nightmare delivers enough venom to kill 100 adult humans. Not injure, kill. And it doesn't waste time deciding where to strike. Fast, precise, and loaded with a neurotoxin cocktail that shuts down your nervous system in under an hour. The kicker? It's not even aggressive. This snake lives in remote deserts of Queensland, avoiding humans entirely. But if you somehow stumble into its territory and it feels cornered, symptoms hit within 30 to 60 minutes. Without antivenom, coagulopathy and multi-organ failure progress over the next 6 to 48 hours. Your blood stops clotting. Your kidneys shut down. Scientists measure venom potency using something called LD50. The Inland Taipan scores the lowest of any snake on Earth. Translation: the smallest amount kills the fastest. Nature's most efficient assassin, and it doesn't even need a reputation. The venom does all the talking. The Blue-Ringed Octopus, proof that the ocean's cutest creatures are also its cruelest. Tiny, beautiful, fits in your palm, and one bite injects toxin, the same poison found in pufferfish. Within minutes, your muscles stop working. All of them. You can't move, can't breathe, but here's the nightmare part. You stay completely conscious. Your brain works perfectly while your body becomes a prison. No antidote exists. Victims survive only if someone manually pumps their lungs for 4 to 24 hours until the toxin clears. Divers find them in shallow tide pools across the Indo-Pacific. They don't hunt humans. They don't even bite unless you pick them up. But their beak, smaller than a pencil tip, delivers enough toxin to kill 26 people. And those blue rings? They flash as a warning when threatened, usually after you've already grabbed it. A chance to back off before the bite, except most people don't recognize the signal. The sting feels like a bee. Then comes the paralysis. The most polite killer in the ocean, if you ignore the warning, the saltwater crocodile, evolution's longest-running success story and the closest thing we have to a living dinosaur. One bite generates 3,700 pounds per square inch of pressure. That's not a nibble. That's a car crusher with teeth. When a salty locks its jaws around you, bones don't break. They explode. Organs rupture instantly. The death roll, that signature spin they do underwater, isn't for show. It's mechanical engineering. They can't chew, so they twist chunks off your body while you drown. These reptiles grow up to 23 feet long and weigh over a ton. They've survived 200 million years because nothing, absolutely nothing, has figured out how to beat them in the water. Humans included. In northern Australia and Southeast Asia, they kill 20 to 30 people yearly. Not because they're aggressive, because they're territorial. And in their territory, you're not a person, you're food. One mistake near a riverbank, one misjudged swim, and the apex predator of the tropics reminds you why fear of deep water is hardwired into our DNA. The great white shark, the ocean's most misunderstood celebrity. One exploratory bite isn't an attack, it's research. Sharks don't have hands, so they taste test with mouths full of serrated teeth designed to saw through seal blubber. Problem is, humans don't survive research. A single bite removes pounds of tissue, severs arteries, and causes catastrophic blood loss in seconds. Great whites don't hunt people. We're too bony, not enough fat. But when you're floating on a surfboard, you look exactly like a seal from below. And by the time the shark realizes its mistake and swims away, you're already bleeding out in the water. These predators detect electrical impulses from your heartbeat using specialized organs called ampullae of Lorenzini, smell blood from miles away in ocean currents, and accelerate faster than you can process fear. They've existed for 16 million years because efficiency like that doesn't need improvement. The scariest part? Most fatal attacks happen in less than 6 feet of water. You don't need to be in the deep ocean to meet the apex predator. You just need to be in its neighborhood. The Komodo dragon, the lizard that science refused to believe in until they saw it with their own eyes. For decades, people thought the rotting bacteria in its mouth caused slow death. Nope. One bite delivers actual venom, anticoagulants that prevent blood clotting and drop blood pressure into free fall. The dragon doesn't chase. It bites once and follows, sometimes for days. Prey animals stagger, collapse, go into shock. Then the dragon arrives for dinner. These reptiles grow 10 feet long, weigh up to 300 pounds, and sprint at 12 miles per hour in short bursts. They've been perfecting ambush tactics on Indonesian islands for 4 million years. Villagers lose livestock regularly. Tourists who wander too close lose more. Even zookeepers have died after bites from infections and venom complications. Because there's nothing minor about venom that makes you bleed from every wound simultaneously. The Komodo doesn't roar or posture. It walks up calmly, samples your leg, and waits. The ultimate patience predator, and the terrifying truth? We only discovered the venom in 2009. For centuries, we underestimated them. They never underestimated us. The tiger, the apex predator that makes killing look like art. One bite to the back of the neck severs the spinal cord instantly. No struggle, no suffering, just mechanical perfection. Tigers hunt by ambush. They stalk through tall grass, invisible despite weighing 600 pounds, and explode forward at 40 miles per hour. By the time prey hears them, the fight's already over. Their canines are designed like daggers, slipping between vertebrae with surgical precision. Big cats kill thousands of animals yearly using this exact technique. It works on deer, wild boar, water buffalo, and in places like the Sundarbans, it still claims lives, though recent years see fewer than 5 deaths annually. But historically, a single tiger in India killed 436 people before hunters stopped her in 1907. Not mythology. The Champawat tiger, documented history, the perfect predator with perfect technique. And unlike most animals, tigers remember, they adapt. They learn human patterns and exploit them, silent, precise, and utterly unstoppable once they commit to the hunt. Man-eating isn't instinct, it's learned behavior from territorial defense or habituation, which somehow makes it worse. The cone snail, the shell collector's nightmare and evolution's cruelest joke. Beautiful, slow-moving, fits in your pocket. One venom harpoon fired from its proboscis delivers toxin directly into your bloodstream. Paralysis begins in minutes. Respiratory failure follows, and there's no anti-venom. None. Divers find them on coral reefs across the Indo-Pacific, looking like harmless souvenirs. But cone snails are predators. They hunt fish by harpooning them with a detachable radular tooth loaded with venom. The fish stops swimming instantly, frozen mid-stroke. For a human, the process is slower but just as final. You feel a sting like a bee, then your lips go numb, then your vision blurs, then your lungs stop working. About 30 to 40 human deaths on record, but scientists suspect the real number is higher because cone snail deaths look like drowning. Small, pretty, and carrying enough toxin to drop a grown man. The ocean's reminder that size means nothing. Lethality means everything. The Brazilian wandering spider, the arachnid that actually deserves the panic. One bite injects a neurotoxin so potent it affects breathing, heart rhythm, and blood pressure simultaneously. This spider doesn't build webs and wait. It hunts. actively, on foot, across jungle floors through banana shipments into homes. The Guinness Book of World Records crowned it the most venomous spider on Earth by murine LD50. Not the deadliest in practice, because anti-venom exists and works, but the most toxic venom drop for drop. Victims describe searing pain, muscle spasms, and an erection lasting hours. Yes, seriously. The venom causes priapism. Researchers are studying it for erectile dysfunction treatments. Darkly funny until you remember the pain, respiratory distress, and potential cardiac arrest that come with it. These spiders grow 5 inches across, move fast, and rear up in threat displays instead of fleeing. Brazil reports around 4,000 bites yearly. Fatality rate sits below 1% with treatment, but without it, the vulnerable die within hours. The spider with the nerve to wander into your bedroom and the venom to back up the threat.